Okay, let's look at some directions on how to do 5.01 keyboard shortcuts. You're going to find the keyboard shortcuts come in handy because they let your hands stay on the keyboard while you're working instead of having to stop and pick up your mouse. The ones I use all the time are Control A to select all, Control C to copy, Control V as in Victor to paste, and Control X to cut. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do to start this assignment is choose these two files and open them. One is a Word document. You can tell that by the .docx at the end. And a spreadsheet, which is an Excel document, which you can tell by the XLSX. So you'll have both of those files open. If your screen's wide enough, you can set it up where half of the Word document is on one half and the Excel document is on the other. But if you have limited screen space, you may have to just go from one tab to the next. When you first open up the Word document so that you can make changes to it, there'll be something up here at the top that says Enable Editing. You must click on the Enable Editing or you won't be able to make any changes to your document. Okay, so then let's look at some of the things that it asks you to do. Real important for doing these assignments is looking at the instructions and reading them step by step. So the first step says use the bold keyboard shortcut to make the title of the word processing document bold. Okay, here's the title of my word processing document. You can click and highlight or you can triple click and it'll highlight the entire paragraph, which in this case is one line. And to bold it, I'm going to press Control B. Okay, so I've done step number 1. Step number 2 says to use the keyboard shortcut use the cut keyboard shortcut to cut the description that starts with Mrs. Smith's class and paste it above the bulleted outstanding student performance. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to triple click to select that paragraph. To cut it, I press Control X. I click up above the bulleted list and I'm going to press enter to give myself an extra line there, and then to paste it I press Control V. Okay, now I have my bolded title and I have the paragraph. The next thing it tells me to do is select all of the text next to the bulleted points and use the italics keyboard shortcut to make it italicized. So I'm going to highlight this and italicize it. I'm going to press Control I for italicize. And you'll see that it shifts over to the left a little bit. Or excuse me, shifts over to the right a little bit. Next, I'm going to fill in the spaces with the correct information from the spreadsheet using copy and paste the destination formatting shortcut. To do this, you'll need to copy and paste the answer in place of the underline key. So the underline that you see in this paragraph. So I'm going to come over here to my spreadsheet. And I'm not editing it per se, but I'm going to go ahead and click on Enable Editing. And the first thing I have to do is I have to find out the student who had the best initial word per minute. Okay, and this is my column with initial words per minute, so I'm looking for the student that has the highest words per minute, and that name is Kimberly. So I'm going to take Kimberly, I'm going to click over on her, and I'm going to highlight her name up here. I'm going to press Control C to copy. Then I'm going to go to my Word document, and instead of this underline, I'm going to highlight the underline, and I'm going to press Control V to paste. Then I'm going to come back to my spreadsheet, and she was able to type her initial words per minute was 28 words per minute. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to press Control C. Come over to the Word document, and I'm going to take that highlighted or that underline, and I'm going to press Control V. Okay, the next one I want is the student who had the best initial accuracy was blank at blank. Okay, so I go back to my spreadsheet, and the student that had the best initial accuracy, now I'm in column D, and I'm looking, Chris was pretty good, he had 98. Is there anybody else higher? Yes, I sure do. I have Jerry. Okay, so I'm going to take Jerry's name, highlight it, copy it, come over to my Word document, paste it, And Jerry was at an initial accuracy of 99%. So I'm going to copy, and I'm going to come over here to my Word document, and I'm going to paste it. Okay, the next one, it says the student who had the most improved words per minute was. So let's go back and look at our Excel document. And the most improved words per minute, that's going to be in column F, and it's going to have the highest number here. So notice that some have negative numbers, so negative is not going to be your highest. It's going to be a positive number. 140% increase is pretty good, but there's actually somebody that has 167, and that's Maria. So what happens if I click on the cell and I copy and I paste? Okay, notice how Maria is not formatted the same as the text that's around here, and so that can cause me a bit of a problem. If that's the way you've ended up copying and pasting, it's not a problem. Highlight Maria's name, or actually highlight right next to that one of the italicized, and the keyboard shortcut to copy formatting is Control-Shift-C, and then I can highlight Maria, and I can press Control-Shift-V, and notice it makes it look exactly the same. Now, something did happen to my little bullet points here, so if I need to turn my bullets back on, I can always click on that line and come up here and click on bullets, and now it looks the same as it did before. Okay, so the last one we have to do is the student who had the most improved accuracy was, and we're going to go back to our spreadsheet, and accuracy change is in column G, and I'm looking for the highest number here, and it looks like that's Trisha because she improved by 27%. So I'm going to highlight Trisha's name, and again, if I do it by the box, that's fine. I can copy it. I can come here, highlight this, paste it. Okay, again, I have a problem with that formatting, so I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to hit Control-Shift-C, and I'm going to come over to Trisha, and I'm going to hit Control-Shift-V, and it turns it into the correct kind of formatting for me. Get rid of that underline, and I have to turn the bullet point back on. So you can do it either way. You can either copy and paste by clicking on this and then copying up here, which it'll pick up the formatting that's in the Word document, or I can click on this cell and then I will have to copy the formatting. All right, so now I'm going to go back to my Word document, and it tells me use the underline shortcut to underline below is the data for all students in the class. So I'm going to triple click on this. That selects that whole line, and the shortcut to underline is Control-U, U for underline. And then it says use your mouse to highlight the data and labels in the spreadsheet and paste it below is the data for all students in the class. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet. And actually, what's even better than using your mouse to highlight is press Control-A. Make sure you click inside the spreadsheet first. Press Control-A and notice that it selects the whole spreadsheet. Then I'm going to copy Control-C, and I'm going to come over to Word, and I'm going to press Control-V, and I have my whole spreadsheet here. And then I have one more thing that I have to do before I upload my document. I need to, when I save the file, I have to change the file name so that the first name is your first name and the last name is your last name. And you change your file name, but not by clicking just save, but by file, save as, and then where it has first name underscore last name, I'm going to highlight that, and I'm going to change it to Mrs. underscore Fry. And then you click on save, and you'll be able to upload your document by submitting your document. If you have questions on this, please don't hesitate to give me a call or ask your lab facilitator. Both of us can probably help you. Thank you.